time for Nerdgasm.
Hey, what's up, Nerdgasm fans? Jerry here, aka Barnacules. Now, you guys know I love headphones. It's actually one of the things that I seriously collect because I'm so into audio. I wouldn't call myself an audiophile, but I am an audio enthusiast. Well, up until this point, the majority of my headphones that I have been wired, so I was pretty surprised when Sennheiser sent me over a pair of these. These are the Momentum wireless headphones from Sennheiser, and they actually use Bluetooth, but they have a cool little twist. They also can use a wire, so they're both wired and a wireless Bluetooth headphone, which is pretty cool. So guys, what do you say we open these up and put them through the test? Alright guys, well I'm going to be honest, I already took them out of the box because I've been literally using them for about a week now. But I did want to show you guys the packaging, because Sennheiser's packaging is actually really nice. So now inside the package you have a lot of soft foam here, but then you just have this like one little piece that comes out. And it's actually a really nice case. It feels very, very soft. It almost feels like a suede leather, but it's not. And then around the edges it's got some protection, and then of course the zipper. And it's actually got two zippers, which is kind of cool like luggage. You got both zippers in the side, you can move them off to one side, you can orient them however you want instead of just one zipper. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Nice little touch, Sennheiser.
Now, it's a little bit of a Russian doll. You have a bag inside of a bag. It's like bagception. And you got a little silica packet. You can do whatever you want with that. Now, the headphones come with a user manual, but as you can see, I haven't even taken it out of the package because, you know, come on, I can figure it out on my own. Now, inside of the bag, you get a USB cable, and it's actually a really, really nice USB cable. It's not a crap quality one, which I'd expect because Sennheiser is a premium product. They're very, very expensive. You also get one of those awesome little airplane adapters because for some reason, the airplanes still think it's cool to have two separate mono channels to make up stereo. It seems like that'd be a simple upgrade. Come on, Boeing, it's like a $30 million aircraft and you can't spend like $50 to update the jacks? Come on. Now, it also comes with the audio cable, so if you want to plug the headphones directly into a device, like if you have an amp or DAC or something like that and you want to use something other than Bluetooth, this would be the cable to do it. It actually has one end that plugs into the headphones, it's a small connector, and it has a locking type collar on it so that you don't accidentally pull it out. And I like that because it's a replaceable cable. Obviously, it's wireless headphones, you wouldn't want a cable on it all the time, so that makes perfect sense. And you have an 1/8" mini jack style 3-pole connector that will work with any stereo source, or you can plug it into your cell phone and use it, the microphone and everything, just like you had the Bluetooth connection. Now, if we open up the bag here, we get the headphones themselves. And you can see they actually fold up very, very tight and neat. And I really, really like Sennheiser's design on this because the collapsible headphones just makes them easier to carry and you can use a much smaller pouch. Now, it's really, really easy to deploy them. You basically just snap them out and they pop into place. And once they pop into place, they don't come out very, very easily. You have to actually use some force to collapse them, which I like because they're more like regular headphones. And the first thing you notice when you handle them is they are very substantial. The little connection that goes over your head here, the band, is made out of metal. And up top, you have this leather-like material and some nice padding underneath for your head. And you can see this is all metal down here. And you can see the ear cups can rotate a little bit side to side. They can rock at an angle and they can slide up and down. So these can literally be adjusted to fit absolutely anybody's head. Now, just like with any good headphones, they do have an indicator on the inside to tell you which ear is which, because you could tell with this design, it would actually be fairly easy to put them on the wrong way. Now, you'll notice here on the right ear cup, you actually have the controls. And I really like the controls because they're easy to feel when they're on your head. You can actually activate them and you can move the volume up and down and everything very, very easily with them on. And I've actually had some headphones before where that's presented a challenge. Now, to turn the headphones on, you literally just hold the button down for a few seconds. And I like that they did that because if it was a momentary touch while you were feeling around and playing, you might accidentally turn them off. Now, when you turn them on, the noise canceling kicks in immediately. Now, you can't disable the noise canceling without turning off the headphones, which means if you're using Bluetooth, you have to use the noise canceling. That I didn't really like because I find that there are some listening environments I'm in where I don't like the active noise canceling because it does affect how you hear the music. It does deaden the sound around you. And that's great if you're on an airplane, but if you're in a really quiet listening environment already, I prefer to have the active noise canceling disabled. Now, the good news is if you plug in your cable here to your listening device or your amp or DAC, you can turn off the Bluetooth and the active noise canceling, and they work as just a regular wired pair of headphones. And that I really liked. And I thought that the sound quality was superb when they were connected directly with a cable. I was using my Mayflower Objective 2 amplifier and DAC, and it sounds beautiful. It's a great DAC if you guys are looking for one that's inexpensive, and it has no noise when you crank the volume up all the way, which I like. You don't get any static or any kind of disruption. And with these headphones, it sounds phenomenal, and you can get them to a blistering volume without distortion, which I really like because I listen to music at a very, very high volume. Now, I found that when you connect it to the iPhone 6, which is what I use right now, with Bluetooth, the audio quality is superb. I would say it's almost as good as the wired connection, which for Bluetooth is high praise. I've yet to use a Bluetooth headphone that sounds nearly as good as these do. But there is a drawback, and that is the audio level when you're connected via Bluetooth is much lower than the potential audio when you're connected with the cable. And I noticed this. I can still get it to a high, comfortable listening volume, but I can't get it to that blistering volume that I really, really like. Now, if you have sensitive hearing, trust me, these are going to achieve a volume even on Bluetooth that's phenomenal. But for me personally, I found that I like to use the wired connection. I know they're a wireless headphone, but I like to use the wired connection because my amp could provide more power, and I just felt like I got more bass and I got more range, and I like that. Another thing that I really, really like on these is the ear cups. They are so comfortable. And when you look at the ear cups here, you first notice that they're kind of small, and you think they might not fit people that have pretty large ears. And I can't really speak for people that have like crazy large ears, but my ears are a decent size. And I noticed that when they go into the cup, if you just kind of hook them around the backside of your ear, they fit very, very snugly, and they fit very comfortably on the side of your head. And I apologize if I'm speaking really loud right now because the active noise canceling is enabled on these, so it's kind of hard to hear my own voice. Now, while we're talking about the active noise canceling, one thing I would like to point out is that it isn't crazy on these. I can hear myself talking right now, it's just not very loud. And I can hear some of the noise around the room, but it's just very, very quiet. Now, I've used like Bose Quiet Comforts and I've used Beats by Dre, and their active noise canceling is much more harsh than it is on this. So if you are in an insanely loud environment, I wouldn't consider this noise canceling to be what you're looking for if you want to cancel out everything. I mean, I certainly wouldn't go out and shoot guns wearing this. It's not that level of active noise canceling, but it is good. And there is a plus side to not having severe active noise canceling, and that is you get a very, very nice sound, and it doesn't sound like you are in a complete dead environment. Now, when I tested these out connected to my iPhone via Bluetooth, I was able to set my phone on my desk and walk about 30 feet out of the nerd cave and down the stairs before I lost reception. And to be honest with Bluetooth, I thought that range was phenomenal. I haven't experienced range like that before with Bluetooth, and the audio was clear all the way up until the very end when it cut out a little bit, and then I lost the signal. So it wasn't really, really poppy. But I have read some articles online where people have had some problems with some interference and some range issues in highly populated areas. Now, Sennheiser has said that they've addressed these issues. So if you do have a pair of headphones that are doing something like that, contact Sennheiser and they will get you fixed up. Now, I was actually really impressed with the bass on these. It actually gets down to pretty deep bass, and it's very, very clean and tight bass. It's not that super boomy subwoofer bass. It's very, very tight and controlled bass. But what really makes these headphones shine, and I think this is probably what would make anybody want to buy them, is not only the sound quality, but they have a 22-hour battery life. Now, that's even using the Bluetooth connectivity and the active noise canceling. These will go 22 hours on a charge, and I think that is freaking amazing. Especially if you're somebody who travels a lot and you're always on the move. I mean, that is super important, because if your battery goes dead and you're using Bluetooth for all your connectivity, or you're on a plane and you need the active noise canceling, that battery life is what you want, and these have it. Now, if you talk a lot on the phone, these are kind of cool because they have two microphones in them, and they're really good at canceling out environmental noise. I actually called my wife on the house phone from my cell phone while I was connected via Bluetooth, and she said that I sounded great, and I had music playing in the background, and I progressively pumped it up until I got the system to about 80% volume at 500 watts. I mean, shaking this room. And she could still understand what I was saying. Now, when I pushed it to 100% volume, she completely lost me. So, I mean, they're not They're not magical. They're not going to be able to cancel out noise if you can't overpower the sound around you. But they did a really good job, and she could understand me, and she said that the call was incredibly clear. And because they have the active noise canceling, they also pipe your voice through the headset, so when you're talking on the phone, you can hear yourself, and that prevents you from yelling really loud. Because obviously with that active noise canceling, when you put them on, the environment's fairly dead, so you might be like, hey, what's going on? And be yelling at the phone. And so when you're in a phone call, being able to hear your own voice, I think that's great. Now, a feature I wish that these had is I wish there was a way to have a button on here where you could hear your surroundings, like you could hear the microphones internally to it. So if somebody wanted to have a conversation with you momentarily while you were listening to music, you didn't have to take off your headphones. You could still listen to the music and just push the button. But that's just me. Now on the side, you have a volume up and a volume down control, and that only works when you're in the Bluetooth mode, and it effectively controls the volume of the device that you're connected to. So when you push it up, you see the volume up on your iPhone, for instance, go up and go down. Now when you have the cable connected, the amplifier or source of the signal is going to control the volume, and this will absolutely have no effect. Now you can also connect two devices simultaneously to this. So you can have your iPhone connected and your laptop connected, or any two devices that you want, which I thought was great. But one thing I was a little bummed about is as soon as you plug the audio cable in, and I'm going to show you right now, it actually is a locking cable. You push it in and then you twist it, and the cable can't pull out. But as soon as you connect that cable, it bypasses all of the Bluetooth stuff and just goes straight to the physical audio. Now, for pure audiophiles, that's going to be a great feature because they don't want the Bluetooth interfering or causing any kind of distortion to the pure signal. But what I didn't like is because it shuts the Bluetooth off effectively, you can't hear your phone calls coming in, you can't hear your phone notifications while you're listening to something. So let's say that you wanted to plug this into a dedicated music player that you have, like a really, really high-end music player that has an integrated amp and DAC, but you still wanted to be able to hear the notifications on your phone. Unfortunately, you can't do that. So guys, it's one or the other. Either you're connected with a cable or you're connected via Bluetooth, but you're not doing both. Now let's talk a little bit about comfort. I have to say that these are amazingly comfortable headphones. They don't feel heavy on my head at all. They grip my head so that when I turn and I move around and I look, I don't feel like they're going to fly off my head like some of the heavier cans do. And I really, really love the ear cups. It is a very, very soft, almost suede leather with like memory foam padding. So it forms a really good seal. I didn't feel like my ears were getting hot. I listened to these for several hours and I didn't feel like I was getting hot head. So they do breathe rather well. But above all, the strap that goes up over your head and the adjustability, the angles that you can get the cups at and everything, you can get these things phenomenally comfortable on your head. And honestly, when it comes to headphones, audio quality is number one, but comfort is definitely a close number two. Like, I have some headphones like the HE500s that sound phenomenal. Hi-Fi Man HE500s. They sound phenomenal, but they are so freaking heavy that they are just not comfortable to wear unless you're laying down. And let's be honest, they are a very stylish headphone. I don't see these going out of style. So if you're somebody trying to earn some style points, these will get them. All right, guys, so in a nutshell, I absolutely love these headphones, and I think they are a very strong offering in the wireless and Bluetooth arena, but there are some pros and cons. Let's go ahead and just get the cons out of the way. I really didn't like that the active noise canceling can't be disabled when you're connected over Bluetooth. I think it would have been nice just to have one extra button so that you could disable that, so that when you're in a quiet environment, you don't have that sound dampening, that active dampening, and you notice it. It's something that you definitely do notice, that it's active versus passive. And I'd like to be able to disable that, but I would like to have the option to have it on when I'm in a noisy environment. Now, the only way to turn it off, like I said, is when you have a direct connection to the device via a cable. Then it disables all of the active noise canceling. If you want, you can still have it enabled with the cable, but you can turn the headphones off. And it still works as a standard wired set of headphones. And then you don't have that active noise canceling. I also didn't like the fact that you couldn't have the Bluetooth connected to the headphones while you had a wired connection. It's one or the other. I think it would have been really strong to be able to connect it to your amp or DAC and have your super volume that you're looking for. But also if a phone call comes in or something on your mobile device, you still get that notification or that sound. I think that would have been a great feature, but unfortunately it's not there, so you have to use it as wired headphones or wireless. You can't combine the experience. But the one thing that you're definitely getting here for the money is that massive 22-hour battery life, active noise canceling, and Bluetooth with up to 2 devices. And it is a Sennheiser quality experience, so you are getting that amazing audio quality and decent noise canceling. So you have to kind of factor those things in. You're not just looking at it like, man, this is a $500 pair of headphones. It's like, no, this is probably the best sounding Bluetooth headphones out there that I've heard, at least up until this point. And you're getting that in a package with longevity on the battery life and a very stylish experience. And they feel like they're built very, very well. Everything on them is metal. The hinges and everything have a very, very mechanical pop to them. The leather feels phenomenal. The padding feels phenomenal. I honestly don't think you'd wear these out ever. So guys, I hope you really, really enjoyed this review. This is a great pair of headphones. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments, or you can come over and tweet me on Twitter. I am at Barnacules over there. Also, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. It really, really helps me a lot and gets me motivated to make more videos for you guys. And also, if you'd like to show your support for the channel, I have a lot of affiliate links down in the video description, including a link to my shop where you can buy my cool t-shirts like this one. Come on, you know, who wouldn't want to be seen in Barnacules Nerdgasm shirt? They're more than likely just going to ask you what is it, and you'll try to explain it, and they'll get bored and walk away. But anyways, you'd be helping the channel. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I really, really am having a blast making these videos for you guys, and there's a lot more videos to come. I'm sorry about that little bit of a dry spell that's been going on, but there's been a lot of stuff going on in my life, and it's getting worked out, and everything's starting to line up, and you guys can probably tell from this video I'm in a much happier place now, and it's going to stay that way. All right, guys, until next time.
Don't ask.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please take a moment and subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. Also, come over to Twitter. I'm at Barnacules. I'm a real social guy. Also, if you have a couple of minutes, check out some of these many other videos. I made them myself.